No, don't be foolish. I say, do we just sleep out of doors? No, we don't need to.
Rest suit, I'm gonna faint.
We don't need to. And there's no aurora on the way, so we can come through here without worrying about getting shocked. Yeah, you can tell we've been a little busy around these parts. Okay. Do we have? Oh no, we do not have daylight. Daylight is gone. Okay. Okay, and then now for the rest of the trip, back the way we came. Down. Oh, there's the aurora. Oh, and we just caught the tail end of it, kind of. Yeah, I don't think we missed much. Right, so we followed the railroad back through the Muskeg, and then Mystery Lake, ravine, coastal.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
You can drop that attitude, young lady. All right, that got us most of the way there, and there will be more water waiting for us at Poacher's, so it's fine. Anything? Met 2 jerry cans. Oh, look, a bow of decent quality. Hmm. No, no, come on, leave it. I, I, I need to get over my fears and just use a bow until it breaks. Actually, how is wolfskin is 90, bear coat is 97. Okay, animal hide wise, we're actually not too bad. Okay, there, eat that, not those other ones. Lovely. All right, we got a delivery to make, and we got a rush order for Barb's rifle. It has to be at the Quonset by end of business today. So let's get a move on. So now that our collection is complete and we have the achievement, which I didn't think we'd get, I think our next project is gonna be excuse me, it's gonna be the furniture workbench, and then the curing box. And we already have all the salt we're gonna need and then some. And honestly, all the meat we're gonna need and then some. We just need a place to put it all in one spot. And I think Misanthropes is the place to do it. Because we have our big like 10 kilograms bags of salt, and there's also the I think we talked about that yesterday, the salt I don't know, deposit. Yeah, the salt deposit on the side of Misanthropes Island, which, as I understand it, does replenish itself. So yeah, for raw materials, we should be okay. And I forget how long it takes. It's a few days, but yeah, well we're gonna need like at least like a dozen cedar and a dozen fir to make both of those. And the woodworking tools, but we have the woodworking tools waiting back at the Quonset, so that's not an issue. Hmm. But that's only going to take so long, yeah? So either we trick out Misanthropes or some other spot, or or we find something else to do to while away the next 400 days. What would we do? Well, okay, we did talk about. Yeah, okay. I'm thinking that yeah, one potentially worthwhile way to speed ourselves along and you know do something useful with our time as opposed to just surviving for the sake of surviving. Maybe we try to do faithful cartographer, where we don't just map every like the named locations, the points of interest. We actually make full charcoal maps of every region, because some of them, like the airfield PV, that's gonna take a while. Because I'm reasonably certain we've got all the Polaroids and mapped all the vistas, but it only does so much. So all of a sudden, charcoal might become a precious resource. Although, less so than in the pre-trader world, right? Because you can actually trade for matches now. Maybe even a fire striker. But I do know like there's going to be like at Spence's, there's going to be a lot of charcoal in the forge, and uh, there's campfires dotted all across the landscape. So I'm pretty sure we'll be just fine. But I think if we were to do that, we would definitely start in DP because it's close by, and most importantly, it's small. Are there any good vantage points? I mean, the lighthouse, maybe the bridge, and the broken bridge on the far side. That if our community sleuths are correct, will be one of the ways we can get to the new regions, if they are in fact in survival mode, and I really, really hope they are. because I mean, one, because I just want to, have more maps to explore, more maps to live in, but also I want. If I started playing TLD in like 2019, yeah, right around the time Bleak Inlet was introduced, and basically every additional zone since then has been just you know rough, like really, like the next most challenging zone. You have Bleak, and then Black Rock, and like the Far Territories, and then they added Misery mode. It's like everything has been geared toward like the super duper high level players, and no shade on them. But I would like another intermediate type zone. Give me another coastal highway. Give me a zone. It has some challenge, but it that you can also like explore and another built up area that isn't just like socked in by nuclear waste like the Zoc is. You actually live in rural Canada. Oh well, you had a really bad blizzard. One person died of old age. How how old were they when the blizzard started? Wait, what? Oh, there you are. I heard one running away. I didn't hear you. All right, fine. All right. I know. I said we were on a mission, but they were ruining the mood. The soundtrack and the vibe were off, and I can't let that slide. They were 90. Okay, so I just checked it. I don't remember any like year-long blizzards in Canada because I feel like people would have noticed. But yeah, if you're what is the term a nonagenarian? That's your that's going to be a possibility more often than not. Sad to say. Now it is unfortunate it happened during a blizzard because most likely no one's going to come in and check on you. Okay, have ourselves a quick little snacky do. A quick little drinky do. Uh,
Heavy.
2/3. Okay, I'll take one more. Okay, let's keep it moving. Your dad. Oh wow, your dad checked her. Yeah, that is rough. Now, did he do that mid blizzard or afterward? Not that it changes things, but yeah, the end result is the same, obviously. But good on your dad for checking in on her either way. Okay, yeah, the fog isn't helpful, but I don't see Kool-Aid Bear, so that's good. Oh, actually, there he is, way way away, which is where we like bears to be. So I say we just ski-daddle on out of here. As I said, we are in courier mode now, not so much hunter mode. Although that instinct did still kick in. I say, ooh, big game, must hunt. And we might go back to that mode in this run eventually. Excuse me. Because what I might do, I think one of the other things I talked about doing is like setting myself KPIs like for each kind of animal. Obviously, we've buried the needle in wolves. Like if we're gonna get to 1,000 wolf kills way before we get to 1,000 days. I feel pretty certain. But the rest we can set goals for ourselves to pursue. As you know, moose will be a little dodgy, but like bears, deer, bun-buns, ptarmigans, we can do that. Oh yeah, and the cougar.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Keep forgetting about the cougar. Now, okay, yeah, they are here. I was pretty certain they had spawned, but I couldn't quite remember because yeah, in the bow only series we got we took out cougar, I'm pretty sure. And I know yeah in uh our furry than the silence run we actually took out the cougar and uh with nowhere as near as many shots as I expected, which is awesome. Yeah, we actually haven't dealt with one on this particular run. Which is, fine, I suppose. Now, are we going to approach it the same way we've done every other cougar hunt? We're gonna get up on those rocks by the Paradise Meadows farm and just try to snipe it from on high? You bet your ass I am. I am like the only way I'm gonna like 1v1 a cougar is if we've already hit 1,000 days. Yes, yes. Uh, it's noon. We're in Mystery Lake. You know what? Sure. 3.5 kilos. Oh, you're a dinky little thing. Blizzard knock out the power, phone lines, and cell towers. Now, send checker see one of the few vehicles actually navigate the roads. Oh wow, that was serious. All right, fine. Just because we'll drop it off at the camp office and then we'll go. You see, one of the few vehicles that can navigate the roads. That must, yeah, you must be quite a ways out there. I mean, don't dox yourself or anything. I would not ask you to do that, but yeah. It's, yeah, no power in a blizzard in rural Canada. That's not a good combination. I mean, it's not a good combination anywhere, to be sure, but Yeah, that is rough. Let's see, did I? I did. I remember grabbing those rose hips. Although I swear I see phantom rose hips every time I look at them. Okay, so you. Oh, we got the fat over here. There we go. And we got wolf meat over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excuse me.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Well, as it happens, Astrid, you can. Okay, two guts. Oh, that one's 99% cured. You get a start. And also come over here. Over where? Over here. And we'll drop that maple sapling that we got in transfer pass. Went for a trip. Okay. Uh, Mystery Lake. Camp office. Okay. Another wolf. 2 more guts. And 1 more maple. Okay, onward. Yeah, there will be 2 wolves along the track, I'm pretty sure. We walked past them on the way in. Will we harvest them? Probably not. Again, I'm endeavoring not to be wasteful,
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
and just get a kill and then leave it just out in the open. If we're going to go to we're going to burn calories and weapon and ammunition condition, make use of it. Get the hide, get the guts, get the meat. Even if you just leave it on the spot, at least it's there. Because I also know that Druid would be very annoyed with me if I was just wantonly killing wolves for fun. But as I also said earlier, if there's anything we have in abundance on Stalker, it is the wolves. So if I leave a few here and there, maybe to be feather magnets or some such, I I feel like it is not an egregious affront to nature. But of course, if Methuselah wants to pop in and argue with me, he is free to do so. Oh, okay. Is it? Oh, is it? Yeah, there we are. Well, there's one of them. There were 2, right? Yeah, because like one went running off that way, and one went running off, I guess, up the hill. But it's not very perceptive. So, honestly, I'm fine with just moving on. Oh, right. Update to what one thing I was talking about yesterday. Um, I mentioned, yeah, I think this is like 4 days without caffeine for me now. I think it, well, actually, technically it started like the evening of the 31st, but now it is just about to tick over into January 5th here. Yesterday I was complaining about a headache and some leg aches. I thought it'd be a weird way for caffeine withdrawal to make itself known, but it could be. But today not so much. So I guess I wasn't sure what to expect. I assumed there would be withdrawal symptoms, but I don't know. It seems to be actually going okay. Now, maybe they come in later. I don't know. But I don't know. So far, the no soda lifestyle is actually going okay. And one thing I noticed, and it might just be a self-fulfilling thing without, or it is like me uh, conjuring it in my head with no actual medical basis, but I I seem to feel it fuller. Like I'm less snackish, and I think there's I'm going off of a faded memory here. I think there is research that links, if not soda, then like sugar intake to like messing with the brain chemicals that tell you when you're full. And so like if you the thing is like you go off soda, you don't have the like the compulsion to snack as much. Oh, Scooter, what are you doing there? Scooter, Scooter, where are you going? Scooter, you're not going to the ravine. You silly sausage. Look at you thinking you're a traveling wolf. All right. I talked myself into it. This one's for you, Druid. You're done looting most PV. Wow, that was fast. Because I know there's a lot of PV to loot. But hey, good on you. Okay, we'll grab that. Um, all right, fine. I'll put them in the dam. Just leave a few tools. You're gonna bunny hop between a few safe houses. If we're gonna draft dodgers, then it's gonna be okay. Yeah, it's actually draft dodgers. I will say I don't hear a lot of people using draft dodgers as a place as a supply depot. I think most folks they'll use like Thompson's or the Big Barn or Molly's or the space capsule. But I say you are a rare example of someone going with uh, draft dodgers. So hey, well played by you. Good being original.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
All right, we'll drop that. And those. Mr. Lake Dam. Oh, see, this was I was getting tired. Many saplings guts hide food. Okay. Wait. Oh, meat. Right. We're gonna drop that outside. Ha! So why am I stinky? That's why. Okay, and little venison for the road. Shh. Maybe a little bit more venison than that. There we go. That'll do the trick. Oh, hang on. You said you're gonna bring everything back to draft dodgers, and then they're back. Okay, so you might not necessarily be using draft dodgers as a safe house. That's fair. That was
Drop any of this gear.
me misreading. But it is good to have like a stuff at a couple locations just in case. It's more effort, but it does give you the extra flexibility of not having to have like a single operating base in each zone. Like it's nice to have the choice between like Molly's or Thompson's. Just to for example. Mm, okay, well we're in the ravine. We might not make it back to Quonset by sundown, but we will be there before end of business because Great Bear Express operates 24/7. And in case you were wondering,
Okay.
we are Great Bear Express. Ooh, there we go. Do you want to grab some birch bark and re-up there? We we gave quite a number of birch bark to Sutherland to kind of replenish our stores. Even if we do have a dozen or so prepared birch bark. I guess fie on me for doing that when I could have easily left them unprocessed, and we could use them on trades. Although a good amount of that processing was probably done pre-trader. I feel confident in saying. Okay, Astrid, we get it. You're tired. You've given like three verbal indicators in like the last 10 minutes. You know when you can sleep when you've made your delivery, and not 1 second earlier. I know I'm a cruel taskmaster, but you've shown if I leave you to your devices, you're not going to do much of anything. So someone's got to crack the whip around here. Oh, come on. It's a log bridge game. It's not scary in the slightest. Oh, it's the nighttime music. The sun is setting. Ooh, scary. Then why? Then why did you play this music when I went over the bridge trestle in the middle of the day? Answer me that, Sasha. That's right. See, it's fun to talk to devs who can't talk back. Yes, I know, Sasha's not a dev. Relax. Okay. Next musical cue. Thank you. Yeah, I think this is the cue that plays when you map a Polaroid. Not when you map anything in general. It also used to play every time you went to the stone church in DP. I'm pretty sure they removed that, which is odd because it felt fitting for the spot. I don't know, maybe it was too spiritual. I don't know. I don't know why they would do that. Although, I mean, well, they didn't do it for the church in PV or the church in Milton because, well, they're intact. I guess maybe they didn't want to give the old stone church special treatment? Question mark. I don't know. Of all the Hinterland decisions to second guess, that's probably uh, well off the top of the list. Are you ready? Are you ready, game? You ready? You know, get your soundtrack ready. I know you want to do it. Yeah, there we go. You big jerk faces. Twice in one zone. Twice in the ravine of all places. Imagine trying to make the ravine tense. Hey, Bumblebee. Good to see you. Good morning to you. How's things? Hope your Monday's off to a good start. We're just wrapping up a delivery here. We went, we left coastal. We went all the way to the airfield and the hangar.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
And I was right. That is where Barb's rifle was. And good news, when I picked it up, we actually got the firearm variant achievement that I thought we were locked out of. I just had to grab everything again. Graduation the first time is tense. Oh yeah, I mean honestly, it's tense for me every time. You know, even if the safe zone is usually bigger than people think, but you still really don't want to be wrong. You think they were genuinely taking the piss when they made the Ravenfall Trestle and the Last Resort Cannery option? Well, yeah, they were definitely messing with people with the ravine. The yeah the cannery in Bleak, that is, I think that was their first like big environmental puzzle where like, you had to go top side to get the note, and then you went down to the cannery, then you had to go climb up the rope, go all the way around, go over the broken bits, ignore the scripted Timbies who spawn. Yeah, that was the first ammunition bench, I believe. So yeah, they really wanted you to work for that. You just got the process of unlocking the milling machine at the cannery. You describe it to a friend, and they describe some bullshit. Well, yeah, it does seem needlessly convoluted. Like, chunks of the pier are conveniently missing, and like you can't climb up or yeah, it's a ball ache. No two ways about it. But if you want to hang out with Fluffy, you're gonna have to put in some effort. Okay. Oh, nice. One of those lovely cotton candy sunsets, like the purple sky and the little salmon clouds. Just game's got no business looking this gorgeous, and yet here we are. So yeah, I think what we'll do. So we'll drop off the rifle. We'll put my ire towards Hinterland has it ebbed away the moment that achievement showed up. So we'll leave the photo taking for later. We'll put Astrid to bed because she has put in a shift definitely, and then we'll start counting up what kind of firewood supplies we need to make the furniture workbench and then the curing box. Sunsets are always good. Yeah, as long as the sky is clear, the sunsets are, I dare say, maybe even are they better than the sunrises? I don't know. It's like the sunrises tend to be like bluer, whereas at night you get the redder hues in the sky. Of course, we don't need to pit them against each other, of course. They can each be lovely in their own way. Hmm. Okay, I know there's the mod down at the bridge. Where's this other set of crows? 'Cause I'm yeah, they're not traveling crows. They're definitely sticking around. Oh, there. What are, oh, it's probably for a prop deer up there. Okay, yeah, never mind. And who's will be. Let's get moving. It's like if you ignoring realism, if you suffering scurvy, you just be able to make a pine needle tea from one. Okay, and that is fair, but yeah, you do have to suspend disbelief in a few places. Although I in Hinterland's defense, part of what part of TLD's recipe for success, and part of what keeps it going in my mind, and keeps it from aging poorly, like some other survival games,
It's getting dark out here. I'm gonna look for
is
something.
that that lack of that the slavish adherence to realism. Like the impressionistic art style, keeps it from aging like say a Green Hell or what have you. But again, there are other survival games that do they try to be more realistic, but is being more realistic necessarily more enjoyable? Is it a better experience? And that could easily be that can vary by the person. Because like yeah, I mean, look at some of the things that happen in game. Like our Wilstrid can tear apart a pry bar with their bare hands for scrap metal, but if you want to tear apart a pillow, you absolutely positively need a knife.
I think I need to make out.
Why? Or like the unique recipes like the was it the dock workers pie must have rockfish. The coastal fish cakes must have rainbow trout. No substitutions. Why? Eh. But again, I say for me, I'm not that bothered. The gameplay is compelling enough and the world is engaging enough to where I'm happy to go where Hinterland wants us to go. I don't feel the need to fight. Uh, yeah, exactly, and yeah, Stewie, and then Hinterland said much the same thing. They want to give players a series of interesting choices. Okay, yeah, we've got two wolves here. I think we're going to have to engage. To make things too realistic, like the cat goes, "Oh yeah, see, yeah, CDDA, I have seen that is, yeah, it's definitely demanding, but and some people love that about it, and they have a game, and that game is absolutely up their alley. As opposed to say, Project Zomboid. But it's at the same time, it's not going to appeal to everyone. Probably won't appeal to most people. But if that's sticking with the dev's vision, then okay. Yeah, but you found TLD feels more grounded than most survival games. I think I would agree with that. Like again, we don't know how they're going to explain how everything happens in episode 5, so we'll leave that caveat in there. But yeah, for the most part, it doesn't ask you to make a lot of the leaps. And like in terms of like mechanics, it's actually very straightforward. Stay warm, stay rested, stay hydrated, stay fed, and you stay alive. There aren't a lot of moving parts to TLD. Although no, the game does its best to complicate that, of course. Yeah, they could have put in like a like it meant like a sanity meters or God forbid having to use the bathroom. But I think they've hit on a formula that works and works well. Okay. Listening for any furry woodland friends. I mean, yeah, okay, yeah, there's that one, but that's way out somewhere else, somewhere we're not. So I'm fine with that. There we go. Oh, hang on. Do I have water? I do. Okay, good. We're gonna have to make some water here, but that's
See
a.
if I can drop any of this gear.
Oh, you shall. Don't you worry about that, girl. Terry right with bare hands, but take 10 minutes to break it. Well, yeah, yeah, and I don't think either Bumblebee or I are saying like everything is completely everything is totally fine and nothing needs to be changed. But I think, especially compared to some others, some other survival games, I see not there. I'm okay with the leaps that TLD asked me to do. And, yeah, and yeah, there's like how often like we see Will and Astrid, how like they make these heroic climbs with 30, 40 kilos on their back, but you put a 1 inch ledge in of ice in front of them, and all of a sudden they grind to a halt. The other thing about the atmosphere, is the walking. So many first games are very floaty. Made a walking sim era was a bonus. Yeah, and the lack of in it, and it's not necessarily prevalent, but the lack of fast travel in that it's a walking simulator in every sense of the word, because wherever you're gonna go, you're walking, and you feel that, and they the description on Steam calls TLD a contemplative survival experience, and it is very much that. You do have a lot of time to yourself with your own thoughts, and for some people, that's a fate worse than death. You know, uh, hell is us and all that. Okay, so we'll put that here, pop that ammo in there. Lovely. We've got a basic ass rifle for the to complete the set. I don't need either of you. In truth, I probably don't need half of you. There we go. So I want to make some room because we are going to be hauling firewood today. Oh yeah, pop that in there too. Wait, no. I should. It's a clothing item. I should leave that out. Yeah. Oh, and rose hips. Evidently. Oh, no. Put them. There we go. We're up to almost 500 rose hips. Okay, now to make the furniture workbench, I need 10 cedar and the woodworking tools. Oh, but you can make it anywhere. Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna write that down real quick. So 10 cedar, and then for the what is it the meat curing box, I need 10 fir. Easy peasy. I can remember those numbers. In fact, do I already have it? Let's find out.
Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
It's gonna get even heavier, my dear. And I literally cannot move. Yeah, we're just the 33 kilos over. Okay, yep. I we might have overshot it by a touch. There. Now we're just 8 kilos over. All right, we're gonna. Okay, so we're gonna grab those, and we are going to decamp for misanthropes. Although, water. I keep forgetting. Although, mag lens hype? Yeah, mag lens hype. We I know I'm using some of the cedar I brought with me, but come on. We have replacements.
I'm not sure I can carry much.
Oh, I do have a number of sticks. That's all right. We'll excuse me. We'll make that work. Fast travel wouldn't make sense. You wish you could resources to make transitions, like laying down some planks or setting up pulley systems to make loot getting up and down ropes easier. Mm, possibly. Um, there's kind of a I think there's one instance like that. You can fix the hole in the roof at Mountaineers, and I think it's like worth like 5 degrees of warmth. But yeah, there's not a lot of examples of that though. Whereas we're gonna set up these, we're finite, or you can make interesting decisions. We're just calling all the heavy items the trestle, or the. Yeah, I think that there's always more tweaks that could be done. But at some point, if you're Hinterland, you do have to. At some point, you have to let your let your baby out into the world and just have it be whatever it's going to be, and people are into what you're offering or not. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean they have to do the same thing for Black Frost per se. Okay, well, you're doing that. Let me pop back in and grab 2 cedar.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Not here, my dear. Not here. Go. Let's see, two. Actually, you know what? I'm going to We're going to be brave. We're going to be bold. I'm just going to let that go. I'm going to haul all that firewood over to Misanthropes. Well, that's making water, and we'll come back. The fish carpet is quite silly. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and that's actually fish carpet 2.0. We initially we cooked our way through most of the first one, getting lamp oil for Sutherland, and we replenished it. And just it is by sheer coincidence it ended up with the Red Irish Lord sitting there right smack in the middle. Additions mean the game make the game easier, it makes fewer interesting choices. The games category when you bought it because well, yeah. Although
This tag is getting kind of heavy.
the the initial version of Loafer was brutal, no question. But I think Hinterland did make the wise decision of like if you don't want to use like the frontier cooking, like the flour, the oil, you don't have to. If you don't want to use the trader, you don't have to. You don't want to use the travois, you don't have to. There are options there for players at any level, and it's all opt in. And I think that is to Hinterland's significant credit. You know it does not dictate a way you have to play if you don't want to. And I'm not disagreeing that it's easier than it was in say 2017, 2018. I'm just saying I appreciate Hinterland taking the approach they did. Why not have fast travel? Because I imagine they want people to feel the distance and to be alone with their thoughts. Horrifying as that might sound. Or make it summer for a day? Well, that would be completely out of keeping with the storyline. Again, I'm not disputing that the game is it is not the challenge on Loper is not what it was but 5, 6, 7 years ago. I think where the the difference of opinion comes in is that was that the optimal difficulty? Was TLD better when Loper was harder? I think that's a subjective matter. You posit the trader is outside the storyline? Arguably, yeah. You could argue that. I think the question there is what Hinterland made the decisions they did because they think it's in service of the game, or that is
I'm not sure
that
I'm
is my
carrying this
assumption.
far.
And they are of the opinion. And drop the fur here, and the cedar and the tools here. Now I'll go get the water. But yeah, I think I don't think Hinterland would like nerf. You know, if I may use such a term, I don't think they would nerf Loper out of, I don't know, not out of spite or just because they could. I imagine they in their mind that helped make the game better. And folks are free to disagree, but I don't think they would change the game just cause. B, if you're in current Loper to pass over, will create some elitism. Uh, and I think it's a and yeah, you're running into the, I think what I was mentioning earlier. It's a kind of a subjective thing whether why is there fat there? You know, it's a subjective thing whether Loper being easier is the game better for those changes. So yeah, there's no objective measure of betterness. What about just having less impact? Making the game easier means no, means the impact of the choices goes down. Yeah, you can definitely argue that. And did I? Okay, I could have swore I heard bear crows, but I don't know, I said that before. The map is huge, but not like open world game huge. Options, custom difficult settings, you can choose at the start. From cozy cottage sim to show us like dice slowly for that modern medicine. I mean that is, yeah. And again, just strictly speaking for me, not making any sweeping statements re the game. I appreciate having those options. Okay, we're good? We're good. What do you have? Hour 42. I... Okay, fine. I I hate wasting fire. I hate it, hate it, hate it, hate it. You know, should I be crafting? Yes, arguably, but you know, I didn't even use a match. This was a free fire. I just it feels so wasteful to start a 3 hour fire and then walk away after one batch of water. Probably because it is. Also, we do need this because I cannot keep commuting to the fishing hut for water. Okay, you're outdoors, so we can get an hour in. There we go. Lovely. Yeah, at some point we are going to have to tuck into our welcome mat of fish, and it will break my heart. because like the reason this is here, because like all these fish for the most part, they used to be by our favorite fishing hut. Like the reason they came here is because whenever some update dropped, it took everything that was on the ground and put it into a lost and found box that was right here. Now bear in mind, there was like when I checked it, there was like 2,000 kilograms just of fish. Like how much fish have we caught in this run? Almost 3,200 kilograms worth, and we've eaten 360. Talk about wasteful. But as I say, and as the saying goes, there's plenty more fish in the sea. Oop, you gonna blow up my fire? You're gonna blow up my fire. But not before my water's done, so that's actually okay. Alright, let's go. Especially since it sounds like the weather's getting less friendly. So if it is gonna blizzard, that'd be an ideal time to be indoors and focused on crafting. I can't remember how long is it? Is it gonna take like 5 hours for the workbench? Do we have 5 hours of daylight? Maybe. And Stewie, just to be clear, because I don't want to like come across being terse or anything. I do I know you're not alone in saying that the changes have made Loper easier and that has degraded the experience. If I can use that terminology, I know you're far from alone in that, and I do not wish to demean or disrespect people who feel like that way. And folks are free to feel. Let's try that again. Folks are free to feel like that. Yeah, good wording, streamer. Again, and, for me, as someone who only dabbles in Loper, I guess I do not see I have not seen that progression. It's like, because I, like a lot of people, I started out as a Pilgrim player. So, yeah, it was like working through Pilgrim and then Voyager. I didn't even start playing Stalker until I started streaming, which was, yeah, October of 2022. As whether they, yeah, and then the qualitative part comes in is like whether the changes are good for the game or not. And again, and as you say, I leave that to the individual. And some people will, they'll rack up hundreds or even thousands of hours in TLD and never touch Loper. as long as the game has something, has a rewarding experience for whatever difficulty people want to play. I think that is the sweet spot. Okay, well, we'll come back for you. Man, if we can actually cook with ruined ingredients, that is going to be absolutely fabu because we got fat for days. And it means I don't have to go hunt down fresh fat. No, here. Okay, furniture, workbench, 10 cedar, and the tools. Oh, right. Boop. Uh, okay, let's think about this for a second. Where am I going to put this? Actually, this little cubby here, that could work. Uh, you know what? I'm going to put this in a sensible location in the kitchen, like so. I'm going to take you and can we line that up just so? You. Oh, hang on. How about instead I put you up against the wall, right there. You know what? It'll do.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Oh, patience, my dear, you very much will. Okay, furniture workbench. Oh, it only takes 4 hours. All right, let's go. Let's make this bad boy. Oh, large completed and in progress item added to the furniture workbench container. Where's the furniture workbench container? Come on, Astrid, you got this. Yeah, there we go. Oh, wait. Wait, no, gosh, dang it. Let me. All right, okay. I have to be. Okay, can I? Oh wait, I saw green. I saw green. Let game. Let me have this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, it's almost certainly too late. There we go. Meat curing. 6 hours. Oh, I need the salt too. Ooh, okay. Well, yeah, it's we're that's gonna be a tomorrow thing. You next play, you're gonna use the Pleasant Valley farmhouse. That's not a bad shout because you've got multiple beds. You got a very nice bed. You got the six burner there plus the fireplace, and you got the workbench in the basement. But yeah, it's the six burner that really makes it because it's just so efficient. You can make liters and liters of water with just a little bit of firewood. Plus, you got the chance of a Mackinaw spawning there, possible tools. Can opener. I know on lower difficulties it's not, can opener not very exciting, but on Loper, a can opener can like really can if you'll forgive the phrase, really open up your world. Then you don't need a blade to open any canned food you find. Yeah, that was an accidental but on the nose pun, if I dare say so myself. Can I knock out any repairs real quick? Oh, I never dropped the dang rifle holster. Gosh dang it. Fie on me. I was so caught up in furniture mania. Oh, rip sewing kit. That's okay. We have extras. Okay, so we have our furniture workbench. We have the material. Well, we have the fur we need. We have the woodworking tools. We just need the big old bag of salt. Oh, but I want the curing box downstairs. So I'd have to lug meat and salt upstairs. Okay, like that. Is there anything else we can do before I put Astrid to bed? I don't think so. Yeah, we're done repairing. Those are fine. Yeah, okay, we're good. Let's. Nope, nope, nope. There we go. No, don't sleep on the hockey sweater. Okay. Actually, let's at least get our girl to sunup. Yeah, yeah. So are we? Nope, not above the horizon yet. Okay, we'll pass two and sleep one. Possible flare gun. Yeah. Oh, that was up top. Yeah, decoration, enclosed porch. Yeah, and yeah, because if you got signal here nearby, there's lots of good loot there. You got the Mystery Lake exit not too far away. You've got you follow the river, all go up to Timberwolf Mountain, and if you're really feeling ambitious, you can go through Keeper's Pass and visit Blackrock, or go down the road to the coal mine for coastal. Exactly. Okay, we're just about to take over to 1 a.m. here. I do have to work tomorrow, unfortunately. So, think we might call it there. But we'll check our journal before we do. We have survived 596 days. And only 131 of those in coastal. Hey, hey, thank you for the follow there. Appreciate that. And thank you for hanging out and chatting. Uh, and and we're up to 761 wolf kills. So yeah, we're definitely on pace to get 1,000 wolf kills before 1,000 days. All right, and we will peace out there. But thank you to everyone for hanging out. Appreciate you, Axel, and Bumblebee, Stewie, B, Goofy, and what was it? Rockies, appreciate you as well. And thank you to Will for the 5 stream streak. And thank you to Goofy for the streak as well. And Goofy for the resub. And for the gifty to Brave Little Bee. Oh, and also thank you to Zert and Andrea who were hanging out earlier. Alrighty. Well. Yeah, so, thanks for hanging out. And thank you, YouTube friends, for being here. We'll see you all next time. And bye for now.